Meet the first ever computer to run on human brain cells. Yeah, this is straight out of Black Mirror. Take a look at this. So this company called Cortical Labs just launched the first commercial biological computer with human neurons directly integrated onto silicon chips. Programmable and adaptable living computation. So you might be thinking, wow, that looks really crazy and unlike any computer that I've ever seen before. Well, take a quick look at this video here. As you can see, this is them in a hotel room having a little look at this incredible computer. Now, they have actually been working on this for quite a while. And this video here is actually from October 23, 2023. So let's take a quick look at
Neurons
this.
live. I'm going to turn on the light here.
Camera does fine.
Okay.
It's better now though.
Yeah, so this is where they live. So they get matured in an incubator.
Yeah.
Then they get plated inside that center portion there.
Okay.
And then we put them in this metal chassis. And this is what we call that cap, the metal cap. So we can see right through the middle. So we can image the cells using a microscope. This is input, this is output. And so if you trace it all the way through, input will come from one of these filtration units. So the way it's designed.
So for people who don't know, because we just spent a couple hours talking about the
Yeah.
chip that goes in here.
Yes.
That has something like 800,000 neurons on it, right?
Correct.
Biological cells.
Biological cells.
That are doing well, not AI, but
Some
human intelligence. And it's on a chip. It's
Correct.
like, you're
But
putting us into the Matrix. This is the Matrix.
This is the Matrix-ish.
This is like the pod that the brain is in the Matrix.
Some people are going to get some very existential about this, right? Like, are we nothing?
So we're going to keep watching this in just a minute, but I just want to show you a little bit on how it actually works. So you saw that chip there. They can actually put brain cells right onto that chip and actually make it work. And the thing is that traditional silicon-based AI has a fundamental limit: huge energy demands, rigid structures, and limited adaptability. AI today consumes massive computational resources, yet still struggles to mimic human intelligence. With biological intelligence, or BI, something I'd never heard about before, but I'm getting more into it, doesn't have these limitations. Real neurons inherently adapt and learn, have a high energy frequency around 30 watts per unit, natural self-organization, and have more flexibility perfected over billions of years. So being able to take nature and what they have created for a long time and being able to put that into a computer, and especially using brain cells, I mean, that's pretty cool. You're just taking a brain, putting it into the machine, putting electric current through it, and we got some results. So they actually have a couple of tests that they did, but there are two different types of cells to use. It seems like it's the HCC that you can see has a developing time where you see here neural introduction. Here you see a day 0 neural induction. Here after 13 days neural expansion, and day 17 cortical neuronal culture maintenance. So I believe at this stage is where they can actually use it, and it does actually produce wastes as well as the human does. So you got to get rid of a waste, and that's why you saw the input and the output of the machine. You also see that you can use this primary cell culture, which is MCC, that you can get from embryos, or dissect cortex. And the best part is that you can put it on this plate and you can get it to simulate a gameplay of Pong. So that's what they did. They have in this other graph where they have trained it on tasks like Pong, it actually outperforms state-of-the-art AI models like DQN and PPO. We'll see that on the graph in a minute. Within 5 minutes of gameplay, biological neurons achieve higher performance with fewer training steps, providing far superior sample efficiency. So we took a little bit of a look on this before the pod, and we can see here On the MCC, that is the actual brain computer. HCC as well is the other type of brain computer, where you see AI is in the green and AI is in the red here. Not sure what A to C stands for, but here you can see average hits per rally in the game of Pong, actually back and forth, right? And then you have the elapsed minute. So it actually is able to hit an average hit of way higher for the longer duration in comparison with, for example, the DQN, which was AI, as well as PPO, AI as well. And it also performs similarly on other tasks, like, for example, percentages of aces, basically saying that I guess it's better at doing the first move or something like that. You also see the long rallies here with the MCC and the HCC performing the best at the elapsed minutes here on this graph. And the other ones, I'm not sure how to read. So take a screenshot, pause the video right now, and analyze it. So we can actually see that this engine or computer is better than AI in some use cases, which is absolutely incredible. But why is CL1 superior? Well, neurons optimize rapidly through real-time feedback loops. Consistent electrical feedback accelerates learning, enabling quick improvement in predictive efficiency and performance. However, CL1 proves that silicon isn't inherently better. Biological neurons have a superior computational complexity at a fraction of silicon's power consumption, about 30 watts per unit versus hundreds per AI GPU. What they're trying to use it on is advancing medical research by replacing animal testing with more relevant human data, moving us closer to a seamless human AI integration. It's also important to note that it isn't your everyday laptop. No GPU, no CPU, no RAM. It leverages neurons forming real connections, dynamically adapting, specialized, efficient, ideal for biology-focused tasks requiring genuine learning. So this shifts from more traditional code to actually designing adaptive feedback loops. And in my mind, I'm thinking of it a lot more like liquid, putty, or gel that is more structurally flexible than silicon, and because of that, it excels at some things. But let's keep watching this video to see more of how it actually works.
The pod that the brain is in the matrix.
Some people are going to get some very existential about this, right? Like,
hey, by the way, if you like this video, click on subscribe. Also check out the full video over on our podcast channel. You can find that in the link in the description. Now, let's get back to it.
The pod that the brain is in the matrix.
Some people are going to get some very existential about this, right? Like, are we nothing more than a brain in a van in a giant simulation? Maybe none of this is real, right?
I don't know. it seems real, you know? You're touching the atoms.
But I'm sure they think that the Pong game is quite real.
Yeah.
Because that's the only information they get. So these are triple diastolic pumps. So the way they work is they're like kidney dialyzers, right? So you can pump it through by having a system just loop through.
Yeah.
So there's no...
So these cells are like they're the same cells that are in our brain, right?
Yep.
So they generate waste.
Correct.
They consume nutrients.
Yep.
And that's what you're feeding them here and taking waste out?
Yeah. So this is the feeding reservoir. This is the waste reservoir. Kind of thing. You can't really see it because I've removed that. These are filtration units. So the reason why there are two of them is because there's actually an inner loop and then there's an outer loop. So the inner loop just circulates around, and then the outer loop circulates the nutrients and the waste, and it has a semi-permeable membrane inside here that contacts with the two media. And this is a gas exchange system. So this takes gas from the outside.
So this is the first time that I have seen anybody use brain cells to actually create computational power. And it fits quite well into the matrix where we might harvest people to use in something like this at, massive scale. And one of these Reddit comments were saying, Tchaikovsky's Dr. Kern comes to mind. I keep trying to scream, but I have no mouth. I have no eyes. I am in eternal darkness. Good food for season number 17 of Black Mirror.
Yes, that was probably the darkest ending to a podcast we ever had.
Yeah. With the positives and the negatives, it definitely shows that AI is really starting to kick things off, where every week we have something new and incredible just on the horizon. Hey, so if you loved this clip, we actually have a full-length podcast that you can check out in the link in the description down below. A lot more to cover. All right, see you there.